Okay, we're going to bring you some positive energy this morning in the form of Nancy Cogar. She is an elder law attorney who's regularly here on 3+You. So happy 2025.
Happy 2025.
You always have this positive energy when you're here because you have kind of a very can-do attitude.
I appreciate that.
So what you want to do is let people know 5 reasons why they need to make sure that they're updating their estate plan. Is that right?
Exactly, because most people will have an estate plan done, stick it in a drawer, and never do anything with it again.
Right.
So in 2025, I wanted to remind folks that there are 5 reasons you need to update your estate plan.
Okay.
So those are, if I can go through them.
Sure, I'll help count as you go.
Okay. Someone dies, or someone's born, your assets change, that happens all the time. Buy a new house,
Okay.
have a new account, got new grandkids, you move. I know I'm using my other hand, but
That's all right.
you move, or this is a big one, you get married again.
And that does happen.
Oh yeah.
So let's work backwards.
Okay.
Let's go with that one, that you get
Okay.
married again. Because second marriages are a challenge.
Absolutely.
Because now you have blended families, and it doesn't mean that you don't love your new spouse and their probable children, but money complicates things.
It does, and when you get married later in life, maybe a second spouse, you're bringing together 2 kind of backgrounds of assets. And then you've got the 2 families. So how do you want that to pass when you pass? I mean, you want to make sure that you're protected for each other, loving each other, but then you don't want someone to get left out. And the other piece of that, Julie, is that your stepchildren are not your legal heirs.
Right.
So even if you come into it without any family, they're going to miss out unless you specifically name them.
Okay. I mean, I can brainstorm with you all day long. So before I do, are there any other points you want to make sure we hit?
No, I just think that if, one thing I didn't mention, if you're diagnosed with some serious illness, that's the time to put your house in order. Don't wait anymore. If you haven't done it, get it done.
Okay. You and I were sharing about getting older ourselves.
Yes.
And some freedom that comes as you hit some kind of magic benchmarks in your own aging process because you know enough to not be afraid to share.
Yes.
You feel that very strongly with your clients. You want them to know that they have in you an advocate who's going to be honest.
Absolutely. I want them to come to me, and the first thing we do is we talk about your background, your circumstances, and your concerns.
Okay.
Because everybody's different. And I want to know what you're thinking in here, you know, and then I can come up with some options. Hey, you could do this, or you could do this.
Right.
So I think that's helpful.
I'm a strategizer. I like options.
Me too.
So let's talk about a will. Okay. First of all, do most people have one?
No, actually 70% of people don't have any estate planning.
Okay.
So that means if you take 10 people, 7 of them don't have anything.
Sometimes families can get complicated.
Oh.
When they are talking with you and they begin to kind of have this conversation, that's probably awkward in a way at first for many people.
Yeah, I try to set them at ease, you know,
Okay.
and of course it's confidential when I'm meeting
Sure.
with them, but still, even spouses talking to each other about their backgrounds before they were together, that can be a little tense.
Okay, I don't know how to ease my way through this conversation, so if I
Just do it.
stumble, just forgive me here. But let's say that you've got somebody who comes to you and they say, listen, I love my children, but this one I worry about. This one's not good with money, or this one, their marriage is in jeopardy. You know where I'm going, right?
Oh yeah, I hear it all the time.
Okay.
You know, this kid blows through money like it's nothing. I've given them enough. I really don't want to give them any more. How do I do that?
Yes.
Or, you know, this child, I'm not exactly sure whether they will stay married to this individual. How do I protect her assets or what I want to give her?
Right.
Going
and not
to
let him get it. Yeah.
future Mr. X.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. And so you can counsel people through that.
Absolutely.
Because nobody wants to have to come back every year and update things if they don't have to. So you try to set it kind of to last.
Right.
And then when these life events happen, you come back.
Well, I try to tell people, because I know lawyers are expensive, so I try to tell them that the plan that I put together, I'm wanting to put backups in. So say something happens, like an insurance policy. We've got a catch, we've got a catch, and we've got a catch.
Okay.
You know, you may have to come back and see me if there's something serious that happens, and I want to know about that.
Right.
But I'm trying to build some flexibility in, because nobody knows what's going to happen in the future.
The phrase estate planning.
Yeah, it sounds pretty dry, huh?
Well, and it's also broad.
Yeah.
So it's more than just a will.
Oh yeah, you need powers of attorney. You know, you need to authorize people you trust to take care of you and your belongings, your business, your body, if you can't do that on your own. I mean, you need end-of-life directives. There's been lots of legal challenges where people haven't had instructions in terms of what they want to happen when, you know, they're at the end of their life and they've been left on machines artificially for long periods of time, like Terry Schiavo case.
Oh yeah,
you know?
gosh, I'd forgotten about
Yeah,
that.
so-
in terms of coming to you initially, do you recommend that people come with a support system? Like if it's let's say that somebody's watching and they're 83 and they want to come to you on their own. If they're mentally there, great.
Yeah,
If
come
not,
on down.
bring one of your kids.
Yeah, that's fine. I try to be careful about having the children there.
Okay.
Because there are also so many contests that, you know, you don't want one child to be accused of being there to try to steer the plan.
Right.
But, you know, we work around that.
Do you feel like you're part attorney, part counselor?
Absolutely. I think of myself as an advocate. You know, when you start to get to the age where things are not going the way you always, to the date, expected them to go, you need to start putting some supports in place. You need to start preparing. So those are the kinds of things I talk about, not only in my practice, but on Boomer Time, you know, my podcast.
Right.
So we're getting ready to do season 2, which I'm pretty excited about.
Check out that podcast for sure. You drop them weekly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I love to say that. She drops them weekly. You'll find her. Here's her website, and of course, you'll find her every month here on 3+You. NancyCogar.com. There's her phone number, 576-7220, and then Boomer Time with Nancy Cogar is the podcast. I love talking to you.
Oh, me too. I love coming here. It's fun.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.